Wait till you hear this is a prehistoric struggle you've never heard before, stay till the end. Because the truth will shock you. 4.7 million years ago, the Earth was raw, untamed, and merciless. Early humans were fragile beings, clinging to survival against predators far stronger, faster, and deadlier than them. Yet, nature had something even more terrifying, monsters hidden in shadows. These first humans had no fire, no weapons of steel, and no cities to protect them. Their only defense was unity and instinct. Every sunrise was a gamble, and every night, a test of courage against lurking predators. The forests of East Africa were alive with danger. Towering trees cast deep shadows, hiding creatures both known and unknown. Small tribes of humans hunted cautiously, yet always remained the hunted themselves, watching, listening, and fearing the unseen. Among these dangers, one predator ruled in silence. Not the saber-toothed cat, not the hyena, but something older, something that slithered. A serpent, enormous and patient, capable of crushing life in minutes. Its reign was both invisible and absolute. The humans named it with whispers they barely dared to speak. The giant snake, with scales like dark stone and eyes that gleamed in the moonlight. It was a nightmare that stalked rivers, forests, and sometimes, human camps. The snake struck without warning. It needed no chase, no roar, only patience, hidden beneath leaves or water. It waited, and when prey came close, it uncoiled with explosive speed, wrapping its victim in a suffocating prison of muscle. One fateful evening, a small band of humans gathered near a watering hole. Children played, hunters watched cautiously, and mothers whispered warnings. Unknown to them, the serpent was already there, its body coiled beneath the surface, waiting for darkness. The tribe's leader sensed unease. Birds had stopped singing, the air felt heavy, instinct screamed danger. He raised his hand to silence the group. The wind died down, and then, ripples in the water betrayed something massive. Alive, watching, the water exploded. A child screamed. In an instant, the snake's body lashed out, faster than thought. Dust and cries filled the air as its coils tightened around a young hunter, dragging him down in crushing silence. Panic spread. Some ran, some froze, while a few brave souls grabbed stones and sticks. But nothing could match the serpent's strength. Bones cracked like dry wood, and the hunter's cry faded beneath the suffocating embrace of the beast. The tribe had faced lions and hyenas, but this was different. The snake was no ordinary predator, it was a force of nature, ancient and patient. To fight it was to fight the earth itself. Yet they could not flee. Fear turned to fire. Hunters screamed war cries, hurling sharpened stones. Women beat the ground with sticks, hoping to distract it. The snake turned its massive head, jaws opening wide, teeth glistening with death. Humanity stood at the edge. The struggle raged in chaos. Dust swirled. The snake coiled tighter, lifting the hunter like a broken doll. Another man rushed forward with a crude spear, stabbing deep into the serpent's side. Blood oozed, but the monster did not relent. The snake hissed, a sound like thunder rolling through stone. Its tail whipped violently, striking a woman and sending her crashing against a tree. The tribe faltered, realizing the price of this battle would be blood, perhaps all of theirs. Still, survival demanded sacrifice. The leader roared, rallying his people. Together they swarmed the beast, striking with desperation. Spears jabbed, rocks shattered scales, screams mixed with hisses. This was not just a fight, it was humanity's very existence at stake. Minutes felt like hours. The snake thrashed, its coils loosening, then tightening again. Hunters were dragged into the dirt. The tribe refused to break, their unity the only weapon against the serpent's overwhelming might. The earth itself seemed to shake. At last, a desperate plan emerged. One man, scarred and fearless, climbed a tree above the struggle. With a heavy stone in hand, he leapt. Gravity carried his rage, and the rock struck the serpent's skull with brutal force. The snake reeled, releasing its victim for a heartbeat. That heartbeat was enough. The leader lunged with his sharpened spear, driving it deep into the serpent's throat. The monster convulsed, blood spraying, its hiss echoing like a storm. But even wounded, the beast did not die. It writhed, crushing trees, sweeping hunters aside. The tribe fought on, every breath a gamble, every strike a plea to the gods. The night burned with terror and primal defiance. Then, silence fell. The serpent's body shuddered, its coils loosened, and with a final hiss, it collapsed into the dirt. Dust hung in the moonlight. The humans stood shaking, their victory carved in wounds, sweat, and tears. The tribe gathered around the fallen monster. Its body stretched longer than 10 men, its head massive, its eyes still glimmering faintly. They touched it with awe and fear, knowing they had defeated a living shadow of the earth. The dead were mourned, the living scarred. Yet, around the fire that night, a new story was born. Children listened wide-eyed as elders spoke. Humans, small and weak, had stood against a giant of nature, and survived. That battle became legend, a reminder that unity could conquer even the greatest of threats. Fear had nearly destroyed them, but courage, sacrifice, and defiance gave them life. The serpent would live forever, not in flesh, but in memory. Generations later, carvings and whispers still told the tale. The monster snake that once ruled rivers and forests, and the fragile humans who dared to defy it. Myths grew, but behind the myth was truth, humanity's first great battle. And so, long before cities, kings, or empires, humanity's story was already written in blood and courage. A battle against the darkness, a triumph over fear. The serpent died that night, but humans learned they could rise against giants. The jungle grew darker, shadows twisting like living beings. Every rustle of leaves could mean the snake was near. The humans had to act fast. They sharpened sticks, whispering plans, hoping their courage was stronger than the beast's venomous power. Night arrived, and with it, silence. Suddenly, a booming hiss echoed across the forest floor. The ground vibrated, something massive slithered closer. Eyes widened in terror, but retreat was not an option. This was survival. A battle written in blood and instinct. The giant snake's head rose from the grass, towering like a living nightmare. Its scales glistened under moonlight, shimmering shades of green and black. The humans froze, weapons trembling in their hands. One wrong step, and death would strike in silence. A child whimpered, and the snake struck, lightning fast. It coiled around a fallen log, crushing it into splinters. The tribe realized the monster's true strength. It could shatter bones like dry twigs. Fear turned into desperate determination. They had no choice. The leader raised his hand. Spears were lifted, torches flared. Firelight danced against the snake's scales, casting eerie shadows. The tribe screamed, charging forward. The snake lunged, jaws wide enough to swallow a man whole. The night exploded into chaos. Spears pierced the air, some bouncing off the beast's armor-like body. Others struck deep, drawing black blood. The snake thrashed wildly, knocking warriors aside like leaves in the wind. Bones cracked, screams filled the night. Yet the tribe refused to surrender. Fire became their greatest weapon. A torch was thrust against the snake's eye. It recoiled with a deafening hiss. Retreating into the shadows, the tribe roared, gaining hope. For the first time, the humans felt the beast might actually fall. But victory was far away. The snake's tail whipped through the air, smashing warriors against trees. The forest shook with the sound of destruction. Courage clashed with terror, and every second stretched like eternity. This was not just a fight, it was survival's test. The women and children watched from a distance, praying for their warriors. Their survival depended on this single night. The flames rose higher, painting the jungle in orange. Every heart beat in rhythm with the fire. Life and death stood side by side. The leader took one final chance. With a flaming spear in hand, he climbed a tree above the snake. As the serpent rose to strike, he leapt, plunging the weapon straight into its open jaw. A scream shook the heavens. The snake writhed in agony, crashing through trees, its body convulsing. Fire spread from its mouth down its throat. The beast rolled across the ground, hissing violently. The humans scattered, watching in awe and horror as the jungle turned into a battlefield of flames. At last, the monster grew still. Its massive body collapsed, shaking the earth. Silence followed, broken only by the crackle of burning wood. The humans stared at the fallen giant, hardly believing what they had achieved. Against all odds, they had survived. But survival came with a price. Many warriors lay wounded, some lifeless. Families wept under the stars. Yet their victory echoed louder than grief. For the first time, humans had proven that fire, unity, and courage could conquer even the deadliest predator. Wait till you hear what happens next. The story doesn't end here. If you're enjoying this forgotten chapter of history, don't forget to subscribe right now, because what comes after this battle will shock you even more. Stay with us till the end. The tribe honored their dead with silence, then began to skin the serpent. Its scales were stronger than stone, glistening like jewels. They used its body for tools, clothing, and shelter. From tragedy came knowledge, a gift earned through blood and sacrifice. Children listened to the story by firelight. Wide-eyed, they heard how their people had faced the serpent and won. Legends were born that night. The tale would echo for generations, shaping courage, fear, and the belief that humans could conquer giants. But deep in the forest, whispers remained. Was this the only serpent, or were there more, hiding in the shadows, waiting for another chance to strike? The jungle kept its secrets, and fear lingered in the hearts of even the bravest warriors. This battle became more than survival. It became a lesson, that humanity's greatest weapon was not size or strength, but unity, courage, and fire, against creatures larger, faster, and deadlier. Early humans had carved their destiny with bravery. The world would never forget. And so, the legend of the serpent lived on. Some say its bones still lie beneath the earth, waiting to be discovered. Others whisper that its kind still exists in hidden corners of the jungle, guarding the secrets of a forgotten age. This was the untold story of humans versus the giant serpent, an epic you won't find in textbooks. If you want more hidden histories and mysteries of our ancestors, make sure to like, subscribe, and share, because the past still holds secrets yet to be revealed.